Hello everyone, my name is Jacob Baggett. I am a member of the NRA, have been for some time, several years. And since the NRA won't release any kind of official statement and everyone's been talking about it, I think I'll release a statement and say that I particularly am upset about the murder, and I'll call it a murder myself, but I have to use quotation marks because of the legalities related to it, of Philando Castile. I personally believe, after watching that video, after watching the dash cam video after the fact, and after everything else that came out, that okay, look, I get why the NRA wouldn't want to maybe upset the police force and cops in general, because that's where a lot of their membership, a lot of their funding comes from. I'm going to do it though and say that that was completely a wrongful death, and that everything related to it was just wrong. Philando Castile was literally just pretty much murdered because he was a legal gun owner. You could throw the race card into it and everything, but a lot of people ignore the fact that he was shot for legally owning a gun, and the cop was like, "Oh, he's got a gun. I got to," he like friggin' unloaded on him, and it was one of the most disturbing videos I've ever seen, and a live thing like that. It was awful. And everyone's saying that he did the wrong thing. No, Philando Castile did exactly what he was supposed to do. He didn't do the order of operations perfect. He didn't tell the cop way ahead of time that he had a gun, but he never reached for it. The dash cam video proves it. He never reached for it. He never made any indication that he was dangerous, nothing. He said, "Oh, I do have a gun." And the cop's like, "Okay." And then the cop told him to get his license. And so he looked, and he's like, "Hey, my license is in the pocket. I got to reach for it." He's like, "Well, don't reach for it." And he's like, "Well, you told me to reach for it." And I guess what he did was he reached for it again just to explain, "Well, how am I not going to get my license out when you demanded it?" So the cop was in the wrong there. Any way you look at it, the cop is in the wrong. And so he immediately whips out his gun and shoots him 7 times. Now, he gave one warning, but there was so many, and you can throw this in there where it's like, "Oh, well, if you were there, it would have been completely different. You never know how it feels until you're there." I get that. But he murdered the guy. He murdered the guy, and he got away with it, and that's wrong. And if the NRA isn't going to make an official statement about it, I'll make an official statement from me, myself, as a member of the NRA. And if they want to say that, "Oh, that counts," or if you want to say it doesn't count or whatever, then whatever. But I'm going to put it on my channel, and I'm going to say it. It's Philando Castile was murdered, and I don't like it. Everyone has the right to own a gun in this country based on the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. Unless you've already broken the law. He had not. He was a good guy who worked with kids and had a family. And that's it. That is what it is. So, peace out, guys. This has been Mr. Wolfie. Love you guys.